Good morning, good morning. The fall is here for us in Baltimore, maybe not for those in Australia. My sister is in Southern Africa, so we're always well aware of the opposite seasons. But happy shift of season wherever you are, likely starting to really settle in. This is day 22. Now, if you've joined us since the beginning, you are about to conclude through the entire year of you, that we are 18 days away, and we've moved through the whole of the body. If you've joined a little bit later than that, then just join in. That each practice is an opportunity to start where you are, to know that it's perfect, to know that the teaching that's here is available to you, that every kriya, in particular the way that I put the kriya to the warm-up and to its conclusion, I look to hold the whole practice in balance, so that there is a part of us that has been grounded, so that there is a part of us that is rising and clear, so that there's always a part that can be coming together right in the middle of it all. So we're just going to fix this. So good. And that the recordings are always there for you, that you can always come back to them. This is the amazingness of the digital aspect of time that we are in right now. So, if you have your oil, you can go at the center of the forehead, the crown of the head, the base of the skull. We've been using a blend at So Botanical at the gorgeous homemade apothecary that hosts our live classes now. If you have that, you can use it in exactly the same places. Forehead center, crown of the head, base of the skull, base of the spine, and creating this echo of the nervous system surrounding the brain, surrounding the spinal cord with these plant wisdom. And before we start, just taking a moment to consider the foundation that we are building. Hello, Michelle. And so one of the things that can happen as we practice higher and higher up into the energy centers, we can, there's a spaciness, there's a feeling of being ungrounded that can allow our thoughts to feel very overwhelming. And that's why all the work that we do at the very end of this sequence, the squats, as we land in our feet, as we fold up and down, as we move side to side, realizing one's universal identity. This is your universal identity. This is the way in which you make sense to the universe, how you are known. As we realize this, it requires a foundation of the lower identities to be in place. So this is why we've moved up through the body as we get to know ourselves as I exist and I feel and I am able and I love and I speak and I hear and I perceive. It's subtler and subtler coming up through us, but that foundation has been set. So important. We are less likely to search for cosmic consciousness while in the midst of an emotional or physical identity crisis. We are far more stable when lower order needs are satisfied. And so if we take care of ourselves in the most practical of ways, if we have in our pantry or in our refrigerator the foods that we know that sustain us, that are fresh and whole, if we know that our money is intelligently placed in one place or another, we know what's coming in, we know what's going out, if we know that our relationships are clear, that is lower order identity. This is who I am. I am ordered, I am aware, and I am participating in the current of the world, in the current of my body. I know my money, I know my time, and I know my food. These really are a means of establishing ourselves so that then the higher understanding of ourselves is so much easier. So feel the space and the ease, and as you build this practice for the next 18 days, take care of yourself off the mat. Make order in the physicality of your world, and then allow this higher level current to run through it, and they will work together. They work together. You work as a whole. So let's put it together. Palms together. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm so happy to be here with you. Such a blessing. Thank you. Om Namo. I bow to everything outside of me, guiding me, healing me, Om. Gurudev Namo. I bow to everything inside of me. That together, where they meet, they are whole, they are perfect. I am ready. This is what we say 3 times. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. We begin. Having gone through the door, having blessed ourselves along the way, hands and knees. Knees down, shins down, hands under just the very fronts of your shoulders. Tuck your chin, drop your head, round your back, wag your tail, drop in. Let your head be heavy. Let the base of your knuckles, right where your fingers meet your palms, let that be heavy. Let it open the upper back. And from there, you drop your navel, you roll the heart forward, inhaling, opening, exhaling, rounding. And find a pace that works for you. That everything in the body is designed for mobility. In particular, our energy, our emotions, our thoughts, our breath. Come into that mobility. Find a pace that feels slightly enlivened without hurry. And keeping that pace, turn your left fingers left, turn your left thumb forward. And with your hands firm to the floor, try to draw them apart, and this will open the upper back. Keep going. Keep becoming mobile. Keep coming into motion. Work there, or turn your left fingers left and your left thumb left. And we go. And turn your left fingers forward. Keep your motion. Right thumb turns forward, right fingers turning right. Try to draw the hands apart. Find the base of your knuckles. Open your upper back. Ha. And then turn your right thumb right and your right fingers back. And child's pose. Turn your fingers forward, toes together, fold back. Drum through your fingers, open and close in fists. To rise and walk your dog. One heel down, one knee bends, and then you change, and you change. The physical body
body requires our care, right down to the balls of your feet, the length of your toes, the tips of your toes. And walk your feet to your hands to sit down. Turn your toes up, your heels down, your knees bent. Reaching forward, fold your fingers in, thumbs up, and exhale, draw back. Inhale, hands apart, and exhale, back. Close your eyes. So we're halfway through our 40 days. Less from me and more of a steady rhythm of your breathing. Stand in your feet and use the soles of your feet to move your navel forward and back. Two, one. And hands on thighs, sitting tall, shake out the feet and the knees, notice. We tend the physical body, and the physical body has such vitality to it that we start to feel the energy body. Fold your blanket in half, widen your heels, shake out your knees and your feet if you need to. Prop blocks under your knees if your knees can't straighten or feel as though you'll overextend through the knees, support them. And begin to sweep side to side. Inhale as you reach, exhale as you come through center. So it may seem strange if we're working on the energy of the crown, that very highest aspect of consciousness, the return to the doorway through which we came, the portal to our infinity. And yet here we are in the legs. Hands on either side, folding down. Inhale up and wide, and fold the other side. So start to find the rhythm of your breathing. Because for this moment, for this lifetime, we are in this good physical body. And as we tend it, it will show us our energy body. And the energy body and the subtlety, that's where we are timeless and eternal. So reach one hand inside and one hand back, opening wide. If it feels particularly inaccessible, 2 blocks or 2 blankets under your seat can make a difference. Or even seated on your couch with your knees wide will give you a great deal of reach. Inhale, open, and turn. Good. And sit tall. The shoulders, the neck, the head, the face, coming awake. Interlace your fingers and circle. Inhale across the front, exhale through the back. Putting our bodies back together so that the physical and the energetic, the practical and the infinite can recall and interweave again, reverse. So that we can bring what's sacred and infinite into the most mundane of brushing our teeth and chopping our food.
notice. You are divine. This current awake and alive within you is yours, is you. Keep remembering, keep revealing this out the feet, out the knees. Our beautiful little bones and blood can show us the way. Lying down, bring your blocks with you. And on your back, knees bent, feet flat, lift your hips and put the blocks on their bellies, side to side. Palms down beside you, lift your heart and tuck your shoulders under, like you're tucking under the corner of a sheet under a mattress. Right hand overhead. And just rest the right hand to the floor. Lift your heart. Let your feet be heavy, a little wag of the tail. And the right hand comes down, palm to the mat, left hand overhead. So simple, so simple. And feel the breath in the left side lung. Little wag of the tail, super subtle. And bring it down. You may repeat that height or lift your hips. Put your blocks belly to belly. Rest them on their side. Palms down. Tuck your shoulders. Right hand. Right heel is heavy. Right hand is heavy. Let the right knee wash so slightly side to side. And the right hand comes down and the left hand is overhead. And the left knee washes side to side. And the left hand comes down. So standing in your feet, lift your hips, turn your block all the way to its tail perhaps, or repeat where you were. Left hand down, right hand overhead. The heart lifts, the shoulder blades tuck under. The feet are heavy, there is no work. You're resting your weight on the block. And in that rest, you're allowing the front of the abdomen and the fronts of the hips to open. And the right hand down and the left overhead. Breath into the left lung, left heel is heavy. And hand down. Lift your hips, move the blocks aside, and then notice the whole front body changed. As we change our physical finite form, we access the energy of what's infinite in us. It's what we're touching. Knees to the chest, shake out your feet, shake out your hands. And roll, coming to stand, hands high. Right hand holds the left wrist, and you go over to the right, and then down through the center. Standing tall, left hand holds the right wrist, go left, and sit it down. To stand. And sit. So the elbows come in front of the shins. One hand takes the opposite wrist up and over. You open the hip. You drop into the heels. One more. And then take your hands wide out to the sides. Turn your palms down, fold your fingers in, thumbs are strong, little reverse circles. Tiny knee bend, plug into your feet, hug your heels. Little tiny circles. Deep, full breath. So you're creating a charge through the chest, through the arms. Little reverse circle. Little reverse circles, strong and strong. Turn your thumbs up, your palms forward, little reverse circles. Shoulders back, chest broad, heels heavy. Turn your palms up, your thumbs back. Fingers turn in, reach into the knuckles. Keep flushing out the chest. Deepening your breathing, opening the arms. 3, 2. And sweep your hands high and down. So that we're ready. So that we begin from here. Build your cross-legged seat or sit on the edge of a chair or a couch. If you're seated on a chair, knees bent, feet flat. And sitting tall. Notice. Heels a little bit forward rather than heels tucked into the center. Draw them up under your knees. Give you a little stability. Make a triangle with your seat. And palms face you. Turn left, turn right. Inhale to the left and exhale to the right. The aspect here is to lift the front of your rib cage. Tuck your chin slightly. So you'll feel there's a little arch in the low back, little tiny rounding through the base of the neck. But the heart is lifted. Keep the heart lifted. If you need to, stay here. Or lift your thumbs to touch your shoulders. Palms face the floor. Heart lifted. Inhale left, exhale right. Maybe that works. Or palms face forward, thumbs point down. Inhale left, exhale right. Or interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. Find the posture where your heart is high as you turn. Close your eyes, steady your breath. 2 minutes. In left, out right. Three, 2, 1. Center. Inhale, hands up, 3 sips. Hold the breath in. Draw your heart up. Lift the pelvic floor. No tension anywhere. Chin up, breath out, arms down. Notice. We are an infinite soul. that's chosen this finite moment to explore and to feel and to be heartbroken and confused and celebratory. Feel the physical body providing sensation and experience to that soul. That's what you're up to. Shake out your feet, shake out your knees. Your strap will go behind you. Crossing your legs, your heels under your knees. Your strap is wide enough that with your palms facing one another, I'm getting the metal latch here, the palms either facing back away from you or turn to face each other. Those are the options. Keep your shoulders safe. Right now my palms are away, the backs of my hands face my body. Folding down, hands over the shoulders. Super simple. So organize your strap in order for it to be a container for the movement. The bind creates a container. And in that container you may explore and open the chest. Now we're on day 22 if you'd like, and you've been practicing. There's some space now in the chest. Walk your hands closer to one another on the strap. Full posture, interlace the fingers, hands overhead. So the strap is important to make space, to create safety. Good. Close your eyes. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rising. 45 seconds. The physical body can become blocked or tight or full of tension. And these postures, in particular with a bind, are a place where we can unlock the tension and free the energy, free the subtle body back into its full circulation. So we're opening the hips, the front of the chest, the fronts of the shoulders, down through the knuckles. One more. So that as you sit up, release the strap, unclasp your hands, rest your hands on your thighs, and be still. Notice a sensation of light and elevation. So we're activating the energy of our body. Set everything aside, sitting to the floor. Hands behind you, fingers pointing towards you or thumbs pointing forward. Heels a little bit further forward. Bend your elbows, wrap your elbows in, press down to lift your heart. That's inhale. Bend your elbows, rounding down, that's exhale, and inhale, coming up. And exhale, rounding down. And rising up. So working here, really finding space through the ribs and the lungs, a whisper of ha to clear it out. Close your mouth, out the nose. So you may work right here, or lifting your hips as you flatten your feet, bring your hips back and down to the floor. Continue your breath.
3. Bring it up, 3 sips, go. Fill the pose with breath, stand in your feet, broaden your collarbones, lift your heart. And on your exhalation, set it down, set it down, set it down, set it down, round the back, and sit up tall. Notice. So from a squat, come to stand. The palms down, out in front. And as you bend your knees, tail back, inhaling up, exhaling down. As you bend your knees, take your seat straight back. Keep your knees right over your ankles. Check that your feet are parallel to one another rather than turned out. And as you exhale, sit down, and as you inhale, come up. So we're coming into that great foundation of the physical body, where we find full circulation, full use of the quadriceps. They use more oxygen than anything else because of all the muscles in the body. They have the most muscle fibers. So sit it down as deeply as you like, standing tall, 15 more. 3 and 2 and 1. As you stand, turn your palms to face forward, either eyes closed or gaze fixed on one point ahead of you. Knees a little bit soft, nothing locked, nothing tight. Long, smooth breathing. Feel the beat of your heart. Can you be still enough to feel the current of your blood flow through your body? Taking oxygen everywhere. Sweep your hands wide and high. As you put a bend in your knees, hands wide, tail back, hands down the backs of your legs, folded down, hips up, and then bending the knees again, slide back up, inhale, unfold, and exhale, fold. So knees bend on the way down, and then hips lift at the end. Knees bend, hands wide, standing tall, hands wide, sitting down, hips up at the end. So that you can begin to keep your low back flat, but still find deep extension through the soles of your feet, through the hamstrings. The longer your hamstrings, the more accessible, the less of a bend you need in your legs as you fold. So begin to know your own body. That today's practice should not interfere with tomorrow's practice. That there's no need for an injury to make our way in and out. The full posture if you choose, legs staying straight, hands through the front, and then up and up and a little bit back. Again, this is a big ask through the muscles along the sides of the spine. Bend your knees as you need to, use the backs of your legs as you choose. We're going 10 more. One more. And sweeping wide and tall. Let the physical body be still. Now there's some upheaval through the breath, through the mind. Let it happen. So that we know that that's simply an aspect that's part and parcel with our movement. We're shifting our current, nothing wrong, nothing distressing. Hands wide. Palms face each other as though you're holding a great ball. And a little to the left and a little to the right. Knees so slightly bent just to find better contact with the floor. And from the navel to the feet, you are stable, the trunk of a tree. And from the heart to the fingers, you are pliable, the branches and the leaves. Inhale left, exhale right, 18 more. Close your eyes. And widen down. Pause. And shake it out. And start a little tap of your heels. Hands on your hips. So have you ever noticed that when you've been seated a long time, maybe caught on a long Zoom call, when you've been working at your desk, working at your computer, sitting in your car, driving a long way, being in an airplane, you just want to get it out of your system. And so to balance this heady, ethereal, universal identity, energy, we need to get back into the physical body. And a great aspect of sahasrara is just some intense movement. That the physical body needs to be up to this universal infinity self. So it has to get stronger. Tap, tap, tap. Each tap is a hug, 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 hug. H-A-R, hug, hug. Right from your gut. Hug, 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 hug. Hug, 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 hug. And you bring your willpower into play. And you become so steady in the face of all this movement and effort. You become effortless. You become whole. You got a minute to go. Hug, 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 hug. Hug, 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 hug. Build physical stamina so that you can hold this infinite state of mind. When the physical becomes challenging, stay open and steady. Hug, 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 this enlivened quiet that you've made. Thank you, body. Thank you, body. Thank you, body. For this heart, these legs, these toes, this breath, this sound. I am this just for a moment. And then I am my eternal self. All the time. Down to a seat, legs crossed. And as you cross your legs, sitting tall, rest the backs of your hands on your thighs, turn your palms open. Close your eyes, reset, land. Everything we do has a beginning. Everything we do has work in the middle, has a life of its own. Everything we do comes to an end, and everything we do takes new form to return to us. Birth, life, death, rebirth. The more we are a part of this flow, the more we are willing to surrender and to participate, the more we are willing to ritualize and to honor how we are starting and ending and returning, concluding, sustaining, all day long in so many forms. There is a flow within us. There is a flow we're a part of. We are safe in this flow. We are held, we are known, we are capable. And so we honor this flow, we call it in and through us. Sa, ta, na, ma. Birth, life, death, rebirth. And with each of these syllables that we will repeat, each syllable, we bring our attention, a pulse of light through the forehead center, through our ability to perceive this flow. We wake our perception, we wake our visualization, we wake our imagination so that we can see what we have not seen before. I am this. We feel it in the fingers, thumb and first fingertips, sa. Thumb and middle fingertips, ta. Thumb and ring fingertip, na. Thumb and pinky, ma. We'll say it 2 minutes aloud, 2 minute whisper, 4 minutes silently, 2 minute whisper, 2 minutes aloud. Break when you need to, stay with it as you can, follow the flow, feel the pulse of light. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Sa, ta, na,
silently. Keep the repetition in your mind, moving through the syllables, through the cycle, into the flow. Feel the syllables at your fingertips. Feel the pulse of light at the forehead center. Notice any holding anywhere in the body, any tension in the hands or in the pulse of the sounds of the mantra. Notice anywhere it pauses or hangs up. Let it smooth. There is no beginning, there is no end. A flow. Notice if you're distracted or if the thoughts are fragmented, come back to the sensation at your fingertips. Pulse of light.
One more. Pause. Notice. Can you feel a flow, a current moving around you, through you, beyond you, with you? Remove the tension of your shoulders and your face as though you were letting go of a dock. Slide into this current. You are ready. The places where you are satisfied in your life, you are ready to grow. Not out of discomfort or ambition, but just readiness. The tension you release from the physical body is becoming unbound from what you've been holding or reluctant about. There is a flow here, carrying you, ready for you, and you are ready. Just feel that sensation, 30 seconds more. Participate. Allow it in. Stay as long as you like, rest on your back if you like. As you're ready, sweep away. Gather it in. Return. Palms together, thumbs to this sweet forehead center. I bow to this, all that I am. Sat Nam. Long Sat, short Nam. Inhale. Sat. Go well, go well. I'll be
back next Thursday. Wherever you are in this practice, you are welcome. If you've been coming for a while, if you're just checking it out, there's more information, marthamcalpin.com. Videos are on YouTube and Vimeo and Facebook. And once we've had a class, they're all recorded, all organized, waiting for you. Drop-in class is $20, or for a $100 consistent donation, take all the classes you like. I'll be right here. So as we conclude this passageway through us, ourselves, 40 days at each center, now at the top the question becomes, what next? We'll have a 2-week break, so we'll finish November 7th. And then we'll have 2 weeks. And then I'll come back and we'll start another. It's as though you've just learned all the components of your car. You don't stop driving, now you're ready to begin. And so take all the things you know, and we will have a fantastic last Kriya for 2021. And then 8 new applications for this wisdom in the sequences of 2022. Now we are ready. Now begins the practice of yoga. Thank you, Patanjali. Thank you, my loves. I'll see you so soon.